So I'm from St. George, Kansas. Originally, when I was looking at colleges to go to, I was looking for something with a law school attached to it so that it would be easier to make a transition. Later on, I had taken some philosophy courses, got to know the professors. I found it to be something that was very useful, especially on like the logic and critical thinking side of things for preparing for law school and just good everyday skills for using critical thinking, and thought this is something I'm good at. This is something I can pursue more. It will have use for me. So my other degree is finance. I also completed that this semester. And the reason I had gone with a business degree is I'm specifically planning to go into more corporate law side of things. I felt like I had a closer relationship with a lot of my professors than I did in the other departments. And part of that is just because you don't see, if you have a professor for something, you don't see them in only one class. You're going to see them 2 or 3 different times. And so you kind of get to know them and you understand, okay, this is what they expect as a writing style. And having those kinds of fixed expectations really helps, I think. But they're all very helpful with students willing to make time with office hours. If there's anything you struggle with, they're there for you. And there's other students that are also there. They have great tutoring programs for the different courses, or other students that are just willing, who have worked with the material before. A lot of the courses are offered on a 2-year basis, basically. So if you miss a course once, it's not going to be anywhere on schedule for another year, basically. So there are definitely some upper division courses that if you see, you have to take when you see them, basically. I'd say a great one for that is the philosophy of law course. It does a lot to cover issues in a way that most philosophy courses don't, because you're looking at a much more, I guess, abstract way of justifying things. Normally, if you're in like an ethics course, there's various standards you can hold things to. If you're trying to hold things in that class to a legal, like what makes good law, and then you're also kind of evaluating law in a subset of that. So you're kind of doing two things at once in a way. It's a really interesting course, but is definitely an upper division for a reason. Take the symbolic logic course. That course will do wonders for you, especially if you plan on doing any kind of post-grad work. It's not an understatement at all to say that it is probably the most valuable course I took at Washburn. You learn so much about critical thinking and how to structure arguments. I'm kind of a study secluded on my own kind of person. I love the silent room in the library. That's such a good place to go to get things done. Try to be involved on campus. I went to campus, had really no interest in student orgs, and then 4 years later, I've been on the student government for 3 years and served as the chair of allocations for half of that. So you'll find something on campus you enjoy. Yeah, philosophy club, I participated in it whenever I could. The one thing they try to do is they try to make it more open to the community, if that makes sense, rather than it being something that's just there like for philosophy students, so that people from the community or students who aren't necessarily philosophy majors but are still interested in these topics can come and talk too. It's kind of bizarre at times because you'll go to the club and it feels like there's just as many people who aren't even from Washburn that are there.
So I am from Garden City, Kansas, which is pretty far west. So I'm on the Washburn debate team. The primary reason why I came to Washburn was to be a part of that team and debate. I mean, so at the first I was kind of like, I don't really care what else I do. All I know is I'm here to debate and I'm here to do that. And then everything else just kind of falls in line. So Chris Jones is my advisor, and he's a civil religious studies professor. But my sophomore year, I took one of his classes as a gen ed for humanities, and I was like, man, we'll do it and we'll get over with it. And I really liked his style of teaching. I thought he was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And he was like, hey, take another class. And I was like, yeah, okay, fine, I will. He was like, hey, you want to declare a major? You could be really good at it. It'd be really interesting. Also, they have a really high ability to get in law school. And I was like, that's genius. I want to go to law school. Cool. And so I've really enjoyed that major. It's been a really fun time. I think it works with political science very well. I mean, especially I think in the current, when religion is a really big hot topic, I think it's really interesting to be able to get like two sides of the story and work with like that. And I mean, and I love the department. Our first like kind of big group, because Chris Jones really built this, and his kind of like first batch of seniors is graduating this year, which I'm really excited to be a part of.